Some early cancellations of entertainment and sports events as promoters and organizers watch and see. Hi, I'm Debbie. Confirmed presence of COVID-19 in Jamaica spreading fear, if not panic. Steps taken this week set to impact public gatherings, including dances and parties, at least in the short term. DJ Elephant Man, meanwhile, expected to be placed in quarantine on his return to the island after performing recently in France and Italy.
No fatality yet from COVID-19 in Jamaica, but the pandemic virus already having a major impact on our daily lives as Jamaicans hit supermarkets to stock up on essentials. A fine line between growing panic and heightened awareness.
Viral illnesses have the potential of impacting social life in ways that we've not begun to even contemplate. In other parts of the world, we've seen it shut down entire multi-billion-dollar football leagues. We've seen things change very drastically over a very short time. And in Jamaica, we have to begin to prepare for the specter of social life changing. So people who are planning their big dances, people who are planning their major events, people who are planning to gyrate in the street need to contemplate that these things might not be able to happen. Champs is already looking like it will not happen. We've already announced that Jamaica will not attend the pen relays. This is just the beginning, because when major institutions like Champs and Pens are not going to happen, that does have a ripple effect. And other promoters and producers begin to say, well, if this is what is happening, then maybe we need to follow suit. And I think that may just be what is happening right now.
Are you seeing signs of panic out there right now?
The World Health Organization's Director General says that our greatest enemy right now is fear and rumors and misinformation. And I totally agree. We've seen it globally, where we are not just fighting a potential pandemic, but we are fighting an infodemic. And on social media, what you are seeing is the voice notes and the pictures and the sharing of, I don't know guys, but I'm going to send this out anyway, and that kind of a thing. For me, I am not interested in the speculation. My greatest friend right now is facts, reason, and solidarity. And that's what we need right now in Jamaica. The misinformation will do us no good. And the political spin that we see people putting on some of these voice notes, we see that those motivations will not do us any good either.
COVID-19 here, and the future not looking promising for upcoming annual entertainment events involving thousands of participants. But for promoters, it's wait and see. The carnival band's meeting with the authorities Friday and agreeing to push back their activities to October. They said costumes already purchased would still be valid then, adding that they expected partnering hotels and airlines to waive any adjusted fees for rebooking to October. Reggae Sumfest promoter Joe Bogdanovich uploaded a video urging people to take necessary precautions, but was upbeat about his two-day festival going ahead as planned in July. In an interview with ER, Bogdanovich bet on high summer temperatures tempering COVID-19's impact on the island.
It's just a question of being self-educated, learn about the strengths and the weaknesses, make sure your hands are clean, get away a couple meters away from people that are coughing. This is part of our life right now, and it's going to pass. It's going to pass, I believe, here in the Caribbean. I think we're in a good place because of the temperature. They say that the coronavirus can't really sustain itself in certain kinds of degrees, and we're pretty much that way every day right now. And I think as the months go by, it's going to be the place to be, and it's going to be okay. That's what I think. I actually believe that. We don't know what's going to happen with a few more months of warmth and all that kind of thing. And I think the precautions that this country is already putting into place right now is very positive. And we have to believe in the government and what they're doing to help us educate ourselves and be prepared.
You're not a medical professional, but when Joe Bogdanovich is talking about high summer temperatures depressing the rate at which the infection spreads, that's not science, is it?
Well, Joe is not a medical professional either, but neither am I. However, I just don't think that that is something that he should be contemplating and hoping for. These things have a particular life cycle. Yes, I hope that the scientific community will be able to provide an adequate response, but we may just have to hunker down and wait this one out and not rely on temperatures, global temperatures.
Down sound DJ Elephant Man taken to task on social media after recent performances in France and Italy, the latter country with the highest rates of coronavirus infections outside of China.
He knew the dangers.
Well,
What sort of advice did you give him? Or he didn't ask for any?
he didn't ask for any. But I can tell you this, he will be quarantined. And the good thing about Elephant Man, because of his workout routines and the way he was building his body and his immune system for months and months and months so that he could look good and be able to do these tours, is something that I think is a very positive thing that he's done. He will be quarantined, and we'll see what happens, just like with everybody else.
But on the serious side, though,
Yes.
because he is an artist now aligned
Yes.
with Down Sound, was that a responsible thing to do?
It was a tough thing to do. We didn't know how bad it was when he left. And we can always look back and make comparisons, but it is what it is.
He's getting flack on social media.
Okay, well, that's
You think
the way
some of that flack is deserved?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. For sure I do. Look, I'm scratching myself now. You're making me nervous.
More nervous moments looming with a rise in confirmed cases of COVID-19 Friday from 2 to 8. But right now, Joe's sending upbeat signals, as in a stellar lineup including Shaba, Coffee, and an overseas act whose name he says he'll reveal on the 19th.
We have a big superstar that's going to be here, that wants to be here. No, we're not in negotiation. We will
It's
finalize
confirmed.
negotiation, and it'll be revealed on the 19th of March.
Come on, Joe, give me the
1%.
juice now.
I can't tell you who it is. I'm under contract. She's somebody that's very attractive. She's young. She's the hottest young female coming out of America right now. And she wants to be here. She wants to be with us at this reggae dance hall event that's a big event. And she's the one that actually wants to be here and contacted me.
Sorry, summer run out of time.
Diani, one of the new faces looking to make an impact at Catherine Hall in July.
Singer-songwriter from Spanish Town, been doing music from high school, did music professionally after college. Passion for the music from then, and I'm doing it professionally now.
See you doing all right.
What's your strong point, really?
Delivery, vocals, and writing as well. Driven, focused, positive. Pretty much that's my personality.
So your current song is?
Heaven Telegram. Basically, depiction of life after death, or the experience of life after death. So it was written from that perspective. The writing style is much different. The sound is different as well, and also my personality. So you can look forward to that in coming years.
COVID-19, new territory for everyone. The RJR Gleaner Group, like everyone else, crafting a way forward, as Managing Director Gary Allen told our producer Anthony Miller.
The pandemic risk of the novel coronavirus.
What's the correct tone, message that should be coming from media in light of this COVID-19 crisis?
Right, so I think the first thing that we have to do is to make sure that we are not contributing to creating alarm that is unnecessary. We have to strike the balance about being informative. So there are some critical things that you have to cover the government on because they are the source of information. Get the coverage in, ask the relevant questions, sift from what you are hearing, those things that are extreme, alarmist and so on, and don't get into those kinds of questions. Be as informative as you can be. Make sure that you are asking the questions you think the average person at home would want to have answered. That's the best thing that we can do.
So within the RJR Gleaner Group, 2 people had, I think, to be isolated. What's the update?
Well, the update is that all the people involved, there were 2 people who we had a concern about, and their work engagement had touched on a few others. So there are actually 5 people that we have asked to stay home and work from home. It's out of an abundance of caution. None of them is sick, none of them is displaying any symptoms. It's just that we're being responsible and making sure that the entire staff are comfortable that we are doing the right thing. Essentially, their circumstances had put them in places where we felt that their locations could have put them in contact with patient 0, I think the person is being called now.
In terms of the precautions that people are being required to take, what are you doing at TVJ and the Gleaner?
A number of things right across the group. We have stepped up the sanitization campaign. We had some additional sanitization measures that we had put in place since the end of January. We have moved a lot of that to a more heightened state since this week. Number of hand sanitization stations, frequency of wipe down of common counters, doorknobs and stuff like that. We may not have some programs that we were looking at having over the next few weeks until things change. We are putting special measures in place for like makeup artists who have to be in close proximity to people. We are saying to clients, if you can do your business electronically, don't come in. We are looking at special measures for our bearers to reduce the amount of interaction that they have with people. So all of those are things, including telecommuting. We are now discussing and assessing those people who can work from home so that we reduce the number of people who are actually in the physical space at the same time, but still get the business done.
In the short term, is the RGR Gleaner Group's bottom line going to be seriously affected? You're anticipating?
I anticipate that we will have some fallout. I think already we are seeing that there are events that we were involved in that are being cancelled. Champs, for example, is a huge event on the calendar for us. It's huge in activity. It's also huge in financial scope.
You have a
that
figure
has
yet
been
for
cancelled. I have some preliminary numbers around Champs, but we also have costs that we're running about in the same region
Give
of
me
those
a general
numbers.
figure that we know at least.
No, I want to be sure when I have the numbers that these are firm figures that we have. But I was about to say that we have numbers coming in for revenues that are affected are similar to costs that we were going to incur. So at this point, it's not actually something that has put us in the negative.